Hello students, welcome to SR Concepts. I am Ravi Verma and in this video we will discuss the topic lightning conductors. So dear students, lightning conductor. Look at this building. This is a multi-story building as you can see. And we need to protect this building from lightning. In order to protect this building from lightning, what we will do? We will install a metal rod in the building. One end of this metal rod will be kept in the air and the other end will go down to the earth, and it will be buried. The other end of the rod will be buried down inside the earth. This metal rod is called a lightning conductor. It's called a lightning conductor. Why? Because when there will be lightning and when the lightning will try to fall on the building, the charge of the lightning will actually come to the metal rod of the lightning conductor. Why? Because metal rod is a good way, or we can say a good conductor of electric current or electric charge. So the charge from the clouds will prefer to come to this metal rod, and the charge will not fall on this building. It will directly come to the metal rod so that it will easily pass down, and the charge will go down into the earth. Charge will go down into the earth where the wire has been buried or the metal rod has been buried. So dear students, what is a metal conductor? We learned that lightning conductor is a long rod of metal which is inserted or installed in the walls of a long building at the time of its construction, and it provides a good way or easy way for passage of electric charge. Dear students, you also see that there are certain other things which are metal conductors. For example, the pipes for water movement, right? The pipes for water movement, and the metal columns which have been used for the construction of building, they all protect us from the lightning. Okay, so they all help us to protect from the lightning. Now let's understand about earthquake. So dear students, we have discussed about the thunderstorm, lightning, and we have also learned about the cyclone in class 7th. But in all these situations, we see that fortunately these phenomena can be predicted in some extent. To some extent means we can predict that when a thunderstorm is going to develop. So a the weather department may warn us when the thunderstorm is developing in some area. But you will see that in this way we can get prepared in advance before the thunderstorm will develop or when the cyclone will come. But there is a natural phenomena, right, about which we cannot predict accurately. This phenomena is earthquake, and the earthquake is much more devastating, we can say, as compared to the lightning or thunder. Students, earthquake in 2015, you can see on 8 October, a very major type of earthquake occurred in India in Uri and Tangdhar towns of northern Kashmir or North Kashmir. In the same way, in 2001 also, in Bhuj district of Gujarat, on 26 January, there was a huge earthquake, we can say. Both of these earthquakes had caused a very huge damage to the properties and lives. As you can see, this is a picture from Kashmir earthquake. You can see the buildings have collapsed badly, and the people, a very large number of people died in this mishappening, right, in this natural disaster. So dear students, what you need to do in activity number 15.5, which is very interesting, you need to do that. You will ask your parents regarding the damage caused to life and property during these two earthquakes. You may collect certain pictures from the newspapers or from internet, okay, which are showing the the damage caused by these earthquakes, okay. And you may prepare a report on the suffering of the people during and after the earthquake in these two cases, in the case of earthquake of Kashmir and the Bhuj or Gujarat earthquake. Okay, now let's there are certain questions like what is an earthquake and what happens when it occurs and what can be done to minimize its effect. These all will be the questions which we are going to learn here. So first of all, what is an earthquake? So earthquake is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth's surface which lasts for a very short time only. It is caused by disturbance deep inside the earth crust. So disturbance, as you can see, what is the cause of earthquake? The cause of earthquake is the disturbance deep inside the earth crust. So how does it occur? Let's see. What happens, dear students, that the earth crust, which is the uppermost surface of the earth, is actually not a single piece, but it has multiple fragments, right, or multiple pieces. These fragments are called the tectonic plates. For example, you can see here this one. These are the pieces of earth crust, or we can say the pieces of land, we can say, not the land but pieces of earth crust. So these pieces are called tectonic plates. These tectonic plates are always moving, they are in continuous motion, but this is slow generally. But what happens wherever there are margins of the tectonic plates, right? Sometimes when the tectonic plate margins are colliding together, okay, this may happen that one margin of the earth, the tectonic plate goes down or under the margin of the another plate. In the same way, in some other cases, this may happen that the two tectonic plates are brushing about each other, so they are brushing past each other, right? So in both of these cases, when the tectonic plates go down over each other, right, under each other, or they may brush past. So in both of these cases, there are the disturbances inside the earth crust, and these are the disturbances which show up as an earthquake on the surface of earth. So dear students, what happens, earlier people did not know about the cause of earthquake, but now we know it better, that what is the cause of earthquake. Today we know that the earthquake is due to either collision or either or brushing past of the tectonic plates. So dear students, most of the probability of happening an earthquake is in those areas where there are margins of the or the boundaries of the tectonic plates. So in the areas where there are boundaries of the tectonic plates, these are the weak zones where earthquakes are more likely to occur. Such weak zones are called fault zones or seismic zones. So in India, you will see the Kashmir, western and central Himalayas, the whole of northeast run of Kutch, Rajasthan and Indo-Gangetic plains, and some areas of South India fall in the danger zone because there are boundaries of plates near about them. So such zones where there are boundaries of tectonic plates, right, they are called seismic zones. Now how to measure the power of the earthquake? The power of an earthquake is expressed in terms of magnitude on a scale called Richter scale. So we can say that the power is measured in the magnitude on Richter scale. Generally, the destructive earthquakes have a magnitude 7 or more than 7 actually. Generally, it is more than 7. For example, both Bhuj and Kashmir earthquakes, which were really destructive, they had the magnitude greater than 7.5 on Richter scale. So the measurement of magnitude of the earthquake on Richter scale is done by an instrument that is called seismograph. So in this seismograph you will see there is a stand like this, there is a pendulum which has a pen attached with this. Here is the pen, you can see, right, and there is a rotating drum over which there is a paper that is called chart paper. So when there will be shaking in the earth surface, you will see that the pendulum will start moving like this. The pendulum will start moving like this, and as you know that the pen is in contact with the chart paper, so the pen on one hand the pendulum will start moving, on another hand the rotating drum will also start rotating when there is shaking on the earth. So due to this, the pen will make some marks on the chart paper. As you can see here, you can see that the pen is making some marks on the chart paper. By looking or analyzing these marks on the chart paper, we decide what is the magnitude of the power of earthquake on Richter scale. Now dear students, here you can see seismic waves. So what are seismic waves? So when there is either collision of the tectonic plates, or when they are brushing past, then there is a disturbance inside the earth crust. So due to this disturbance, a wave of energy is originated from the point where there is some movement of the tectonic plates, right? So these waves of energy are called seismic waves, and this is the waves actually which cause the tremor on the earth surface. Now there inside the earth you can see there is a disturbance. So this point where there is a disturbance inside the earth is called focus. So the point of disturbance inside the earth is called focus, and the point over the focus on the surface of earth is called epicenter. So this is called epicenter. So epicenter is that point on the earth down which or below which, inside which there is the disturbance in the earth surface. Okay, now let's understand one more important thing about the Richter scale. Dear students, Richter scale is not a linear scale. That means it is not running like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for an example, we can say that that earthquake of magnitude 6 does not have 1.5 times the destructive energy of an earthquake of magnitude 4. So means this is not a linear relation between the magnitude and destructive energy, right? You will see that what will happen, in fact an increase of 2 in the magnitude means 1000 times more destructive energy. Therefore an earthquake of magnitude 6 has thousands times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. So here you can see that suppose there is an earthquake with reading of 4 on Richter scale in Delhi, and there is an earthquake of magnitude 6 on Richter scale in Kashmir. Then it is not that this earthquake in the Kashmir will have only 1.5 times more destructive energy, right? This is the case that the earthquake of Kashmir has around 1000 times more destructive energy as compared to the earthquake of Delhi. So this is how you can understand that the Richter scale is not a linear scale. In the next video, we will learn about protection against earthquake. Thank you.